Today we're taking a look at the Oregon Ducks offensive playbook with the Oregon offensive team, one of the best teams in college football 26, as well as one of the best playbooks in college football 26. This is going to be a great scheme for you to be able to use with them in the road to college football playoff. They have a really good bunch, strong offset formation. They also have some other good stuff as well, but we're going to be primarily focusing on this. They have return spacing, duo, corner strike, and dagger is our audibles, and then we're going to come out in the play flood. And why do we like to play Flood? One of the reasons I love this play Flood is because it's really good against any kind of cover two. So what you're gonna do is just streak this slot receiver here, stem this tight end all the way down, and then you can put a backside drag here. And then what'll happen is this kind of tight end corner route runs like a deep corner, and so it gets really nice separation against cover two base coverages. You also have a corner strike in here, so if they're running like cover four or cover three, this is really good because the short corner on the right side is going to get really nice separation against those coverages, as you see right there, able to just pop the cover four. One of the most underrated things that I think you can do from this formation this year is use a tight end short corner route. The tight end short corner routes are really good in this game for just getting underneath of zones. As you see there, that cover four doesn't really play him. You'll see here, though, if I run this more inverted, deeper corner route against cover four, a lot of times late in this play, like they will kind of, to a degree, like go guard him. So that's why I love to use the tight end short corner, because the tight end short corner runs a little sharper and it gets into a little bit better spot. That was actually a bad example, as the quarter flat played out of his mind. But basically, you'll see here, kind of just throw this. I don't know why. Like, I'll tell you one thing, man. College football 26, kind of a tough scene right now with practice mode. Not gonna lie, kind of a tough scene. Let's see if we'll be able to actually throw this ball. We can. We can throw the ball. Yay! We're able to throw the ball. We're able to catch the ball. Very nice. So, anyways, that's one of my favorite plays. And then you got Dagger. Dagger is just a money play. It's so good and so simple. Literally just post the tight end. That's it. Snap the ball. You got two streaks that you can hit in the seams, and then you got a high-low read between your post and your drag. This clears out really well. The routes just kind of get open, honestly, against a variety of different coverages, and they're just super good. One of my favorite plays in the game right now is this Dagger play. Also, yellow zones. And so, for some reason, in practice mode, I've noticed that yellow zones play better in practice mode than they play in real game. So do with that what you will. But you see here, a little high-low read, got the drag, and then if they back up to, or if they come up to guard the drag, then you're going to have this post. So you see he comes up to guard the drag. Quarterback throws the ball into the third row. Just another great feature of college football 26. And we'll just see here if we can actually throw the ball. We got to blew it. We did blew it. We got perfect accuracy, and we made the throw. Very nice. So anyways, that's one of the plays that I like to run. Also, with corner strike, another thing that's really cool about this play is that this C route will occasionally beat man. This little flat route to the tight end will beat man. This short corner route will beat man. This is one of the best man beating plays in the game. One of the easiest ways to run corner strike too is to just simply streak the slot receiver and just snap the ball quick. You'll see there, that's why you have Evan Stewart at the slot, because he has takeoff. If you have a takeoff there, a lot of times against man coverage, it can really mess up that man coverage. I'll show you some other cool stuff we can do against man. So you got this running back in route. Don't be sleeping on this running back in route. It's one of the best routes in the game because of its capabilities to be able to attack like that. Another couple things that we have from this play, corner strike here. Again, I really love this running back speed in route against man-to-man. So what you can also do is you can do some block tight end setups. So if you wanted to block your tight end, you could do kind of a little underneath combo that does that. And then now you've got your running back isolated against man coverage. It's one of the best ways to beat man in this formation. Another way that I'd like to beat man in this formation is this play return spacing. What you're going to do is you're going to put your slot receiver on a corner. You're going to stem him all the way down, streak the tight end, drag the backside receiver, and snap the ball. You're going to notice that auto motion is going to move that slot corner inside, and then it's also going to glitch that man coverage to the outside. So you have a quick flat that beats man coverage pretty consistently. And then you also have your best player on this corner route that's going to get isolated and has potential to be able to beat man. Might not beat man every single time because this game is one of the most inconsistent games I've ever played, but we'll see if we're able to get it to beat man here. So you see their flat is wide open, but you see this corner route. Okay, we didn't want to beat man coverage, and we wanted to throw the ball 5 yards behind the receiver. So, again, it just comes down to, can you actually do what you want to do? Which a lot of times you can't in this game, not going to lie. So, we'll see here. See, look at that throw. Look at that throw. Another way that you could run this play, if you want to be a little bit more consistent against man coverage, is you can run it like this. What makes this a little bit better is the tight end's unbumpable, so you're not going to have to worry about that. In this game, the bump messes up a lot of things. And you see here, you know what? We can just do that because it's also easy to just ag in this game. So anyway, that is return spacing, or at least one of the setups that I like. I have a couple of them that I actually love out of this, but I love the fact that this little auto motion route, I love that it beats man so well. It's such an easy man beater, just quick 15 yards. This is also really good. Let's say they're running mid blitz on you. If I can actually, okay, they're not going to allow me to audible because personnel based audibly, and even though 3-3 double mug is 3-3, for some reason they don't want you to be allowed to audible to it. But anyway, if they're running mid blitz, so if they're running mid blitz on you, this is really good because whether he's off coverage or not. So the way you want to block mid blitz is you want to literally just have the protection like this. As you see, it's automatically set to base. He's automatically blocking the linebacker in the gap. Like that's exactly what you want. And this could be a really big play against mid blitz. So you'll see here, because there's no safety help, and then also you just get this nice alignment. You've got the quick flat that can go for, if he breaks that tackle or just gets a little bit more separation, that can obviously go for a ways. And then you also have the corner route that's going to get completely isolated one-on-one. And then you have a backside drag. It's kind of like a check down read if they give you that. So this is just one of my favorite plays in the game to attack. Just different types of pressures. As you see there, once he gets over the top, this thing can just pop mid-blitz. So it's one of the best plays in this formation because it can pop mid-blitz so well. And then you also just have a lot of other really good stuff in here. You have this RPO alert flat. So I'm going to run this against random plays. Basically, what I want you to do is you can hot route triangle to whatever route you want. So you can drag him, you can streak him, like literally whatever you want. If you're in Road to College Playoff, stemming is a free hot, like it's Stadium Pulse, it doesn't affect route stemming. So what you can do is you just come out and you can just stem this all the way up, and now it's a streak, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to run the play, and we're just going to read it, of course. But if a lot of times, not only is the flat going to be there for you, but the streak will also be there for you. Shout out to Practice Mode for the flashbang. Appreciate it. Love being able to not see my screen. Lot of things in college football 26, Scott Gallagher. A lot of things, brother. Let's see what we can do here. Just watching kind of that linebacker. Again, we're just reading this quick streak off the line. You see, okay, we might be able to throw that. We can ag catch that. One of the other things you can do is you can also corner out or speed out this guy as well. So again, it's just another layer of things. But this speed out can be pretty good against man coverage, cover zero blitzes. You see how quick separation, again, it's kind of a gadget play, but it's actually really effective, right? You could also slant the guy. So if you want to slant him like that, just going to quick slant him, kind of watching the linebacker here. If the linebacker bites, then we'll throw it. You see it? And you just get some easy yards. So, it's just one of those cool plays to me that you have. And what I love about it is you still have this quick flat, which is hard to guard anyway. And then now you pair that with like a seam streak, which there wasn't a great time to throw that, but anyway, this is one of my favorite plays as well. Another setup for dagger that I love is just cross the slot, and now you have a really nice high-low read with a backside in that is really, really good. Let's show you that play. So again, just dagger. And the other thing that's really nice about dagger is you already have your base protection set up. So it just really breaks down coverage well, whether it's man coverage, a zone pressure, it doesn't really matter, right? But what's really nice about it is it's very quick snap friendly. You only really need to make one hot route to make it a good play. There's a lot of ways to run dagger as well that you can, kind of customize. But this having, these good Oregon receivers is going to make it harder to play press man to man on them. As of course they get a catch breakup because we get a bad throw from our quarterback. You see, I mean, this play spaces out so well, especially in college football. This play is a lot better in college football than it is in Madden, and the main reason why is because that crosser can get across the field so fast. But the combination of takeoff and the hash marks that are in college football, this crosser can really threaten them on this left side really easily. It's really just one of the best routes in the game. It's a very simple route, but it's so good because as I said, you can really threaten them. Another way that I like to run dagger is kind of a little variation of it. And the only reason I like to run it this way is because we're incorporating a tight end quick drag with a backside return route. I just think it's a little bit different, but it's also really good. You still have that fade on the left side that just clears out everything really well. And then now you're incorporating, one of the just best new hot routes in the game, the return route, super good route to be able to have. One of the other things you have in here is you can actually put your tight end on zigs now. So what you can do is you can put your tight end on a zig. So what I like to do here is I'll come out in dagger and I'll do this. I'll flip the play and then I'll flip. So I'm on the short side. I'm gonna put the running or the slot receiver on a running back table, zig the tight end, and then I'll put a backside in like that. So it kind of looks a little weird, but it's basically bench pivot. And this flat is really good. And then that drag gets a little better spacing when it's a little bit more delayed. And then the tight end zig also gets really, really good spacing as well. So it just breaks down man coverage really well. So what I would do with this is I'd come out and dagger to the short side, and then I would flip the play. And when you flip the play, you can put this running back table route when he crosses the field. Put the in route right there. If you want to put a backside post, you can, but I like the backside in. And then you see if they're in man coverage, a lot of times that flat is now really good against that. If you don't want to go through all of that, you could do it like this, where you just put the speed out there to the right side. Let's see your corner strike or dagger. Put the speed out there, drag the tight end, zig this guy, and then you can run it like this as well. It's the same idea. It's just kind of getting the play ran slightly differently depending on what they're doing. If they're playing more man, if they're playing more zone, it's always something good to just kind of mix things up. Another setup that I really like, this one's a little bit more of a hot route based setup. There's not like a whole lot of, like there's not a stock route necessarily for this. There is, but just not in this specific bunch. So you can just hot route it all. So what I like to do, I'll come out in like a play like flutter dagger. I will drag the tight end. I'll streak the slot. I'll return this outside guy, and then I'll post the backside guy. I think this spaces out really well. And you just have kind of high-low read in the middle of the field. And that post can be thrown in a really soft spot against a lot of people. Another play that's really good, this is a little bit better for like a cover 4 if you're trying to break down a cover 4, cover 3 coverage. This one is really, really good. Going to be out of the play corner strike. We're going to use a slot fade. We're going to stem that slot fade up 2, 3, 4 times, like that, like a little deeper. And what will happen is the cover 4 will have a really hard time defending this, as you can see, and you can just kind of pop cover 4 over there on the right side. And then if they are in like a cover 3, the same basic idea is still going to pop a cover 3. So you want to stem this guy up, like I said, 3, maybe even 4 times. But against cover 3 here, you see that outside third just kind of freezes for just a second. And this thing is a beauty over the top. Another play or another route combo you have that is just universal is something like this with a stem down corner on the outside. The reason the stem down corner is really good this year is when it comes out from the outside bunch receiver, it beats cover 4, cover 3, cover 2. So you're able to beat every coverage. The one downside to corner strike is cover 2 can kind of give it a little bit of an issue sometimes. So what I like to do is this. I would like to play flood. The other thing is I accidentally adjusted my pass pro, but flood also has that base pass protection that I think is really good in this game. And you have, just a high-low read in the middle of the field, and then you have this kind of deep corner on the outside that's really, really good. The other thing, like I said, that I think makes this really a little bit better then the corner strike corner is this corner will get over the top of a cover two. So you'll see here I put them in cover two, and you'll see that that corner just easily clears that outside cloud. So it just kind of puts them in a position to kind of struggle a little bit. Another thing that the Oregon playbook has is it has a lot of just kind of really good bubblegum stuff. So, for example, this bunch open offset, you have a couple of RPO plays that are pretty good. This RPO peak wide receiver screen. You got flood, mesh corner, Z spot. Just some basic concepts here. Nothing too crazy. But then this bunch quads offset is actually a really cool formation. It's really good to run out of. So you have duo, you have inside zone, you have power O, and you have pin and pull toss. Honestly, I would just have all of these. This formation is so good to run out of. If you don't want to have the inside zone, I kind of get that. Then go ahead and put like a passing play. It doesn't even necessarily matter uh, what passing play, but you can kind of do everything from your hot routes. And then other than that, I mean, they just have some really good, like I said, just kind of like bubblegum stuff. Like for example, has their gun trips has a double pass. It has the RPO read. It also has 45 quick base, speed option, quarterback slot option, which is a really cool play. And then just some unique stuff in the Oregon playbook that you can kind of build around with some of these formations. Another formation that I really like in the Oregon Ducks playbook is this trips tight end offset weak. This trips tight end offset weak is really good, especially for the red zone. You got outside zone, you got RPO read bubble. You can really do whatever you want with these other plays. I think PA vert shot probably makes the most sense, or the RPO read screen, and just have one passing play. And then if you're ever gonna have just one passing play, verticals is probably gonna be the one. And then in this trio, they have these halfback motion plays that are really, really cool. So this halfback motion slot shake has a lot of unique routes that you can't hot route, and it has that running back streak. So I'd love to have that motion within the play. You also have this play shuffle slot in. This play has some unique streaks as well. PA dagger. Slots middle has a short post to the slot receiver there. So I mean, yeah, you just have some really cool little plays that you can kind of build around with those couple formations. They do have a good wing trips week as well, and a wild trips with the duo. Any wild trips this year that you can get these combination of plays where you could get the duo, the outside zone. The only thing they don't have is they don't have the RPO read bubble, which does kind of suck. But they do have PA double post, and they do have a bubble screen. They just don't have the one that you would want. So this one's fine. It'll be okay. So, anyways, those are a couple of them. These two formations are really good too. I don't personally like them a ton, just the plays, but we do have like Y sail, which is really good. We have exit PA smash with a short corner. We have this. Let's see here. What's the run they have in here? They have the jet touch pass, but that's not as good this year. Probably would just be this RPO alert out, and then they have mesh spot where you could create a lot of plays out of mesh spot or cheat slot fade. Either one are really good plays this year. And they have these reload motions where you actually motion the running back out, kind of creating almost a different formation in and of itself. So anyway, this is the Oregon playbook. I would pretty much always come out in the bunch. And what's cool is if you come out in short side bunch, you can flip into wide side bunch, or the other thing you could do is you could audible into some of your trips plays like this, and then you can kind of run your plays however you see fit. So I think this play right here is a really, really nice little play here. Let's see how the running back motion runs. He snap right off. He does very good. Be a good little cover two beater, and then this backside in kind of gets just deep enough to beat the yellows. Might need to stem him up a little bit to make him go a little bit deeper. The other thing about this, like I said, is this bunch open. This RPO peak screen is really, really good, and you can hot route this guy. So on the left, so you can go with the slant, go with the drag, or you can go with the stem down, speed out all the way, and you can read both sides pretty quickly, easily. And now you're giving yourself multiple options within the offense. The other thing you could do with this bunch open that I think is really cool is you could go, like, let's say you audible to Z spot. If you immediately put the outside guy on a corner, he's going to actually run a regular corner route. So now we can kind of have a wider bunch, which I think is kind of cool. And then, you can obviously, attack the defense however, right? Same thing with flood. You see we put that corner route out there. We could also slot fade this guy. And so you see just with that extra little layer of spacing, actually hurt us there, but anyways, this is really good for if they're running a lot of cover two as well. You can kind of pop cover two. So go flood, go slot fade, streak, and then you can kind of do whatever else. But what you'll see here is that slot fade has a good chance to be able to pop cover two. Or the other thing that will happen is you can put a corner route to the inside guy. And now against cover two, spacing didn't really work out for us there, not going to lie. All right, well, formation's not as good as I thought. I mean, it's good. It's just not, trying to think of it. Like, it's a good formation. It's just a little different in terms of how you have to run it. So, for example, like flood, what you'd want to do is streak that X receiver, and you'll see against cover two, he will just pop it right up the middle. So the spacing is just a little different in bunch open. You gotta kind of adjust to that as well. But in general, and then you have like these runs out of wild trips are super good, and it's a fast audible as you see here, quick audible, and we're in that outside zone, which is one of the best runs in the game. You also have in this playbook a ton of duo runs, and these runs are really good this year. Again, hard to shoot these runs in the backfield for loss, but this is, these are some of my favorite plays out of the Oregon playbook. Let's take a look real quick here. We're going to show you the trips or the trio. So a couple basic plays that I think are really good if you ever want to audible to a trip set. So in the trio, as you see, a couple of the plays that we have. One of the plays that we have here is this halfback motion slot shake play. This is going to be ran kind of like motion wide post. So the way that I like to run this is we're going to drag this outside guy. We're going to fade this right side guy, and then we're going to deep crosser the tight end. And you'll see that this just spaces out so well against a lot of different coverages. You see that return route just gets in a nice soft spot against the defense. Very simple play, but also very good. I'll show you one other thing that I forgot to show you out of bunch. So let's say you're in bunch, but let's say you're in this kind of alignment. What you want to do is you want to audible into like whatever play you want to run, and you want to immediately put your tight end on a corner or a post like that. You kind of stem them down, or you could just put them on a 10, 15 yard in route, and you could kind of run the play like this. Another really good setup would be to kind of just hot route the return route like that, because this trio puts this guy on the line of scrimmage, so he clears out a little bit better. And you see just how kind of low that return route gets because he's off the ball. Another play that I like out of this trio formation is dagger. It's a really simple play. All you're going to do is you're just going to base protect, streak the tight end, flat this outside guy, and then you can kind of do it however you want to do it on the left side. What I like to do is just a basic return route like that, and then you can really do whatever with this left side guy. If you want to put him on a drag, you can put him on a drag. That's fine. And this will just space out. It just creates a nice high low to the right side that we can use to take advantage of cover 3, cover 4 coverages. Another thing you have in trio is you have these really good slot fades here. So we can run just a basic stem down corner slot fade combination. What's good about this is it's just it's super easy to clear out cover 4, cover 3, and then your spacing is so good against cover 2. So it's just hard to play zone against trips. As you see right there, just a great little route. And then on the right side, on the back side, we can kind of do whatever. So what I like to do here is just a tight end return route. And then you'll see that if they back up there, then you got this little return route over here on the right side. really simple plays to be able to attack. Another one of my favorite plays out of this trips for cover two is just verticals. It's very simple. Just put the tight end on a corner. You don't even necessarily have to do that. If you want to block the tight end, you can, or block the running back, put the tight end on a drag. What's nice though is the seam streak is really, really lethal this year against verticals for a lot of different reasons. So that was cover two. As you saw, like the mid read will get bugged, and he will get manipulated within a cover two. Another thing that happens a lot is, let's say you're in a cover three. So what can happen in this cover three, depending on kind of the combo, is you'll see here that one of those two seam streaks could be potential beaters. The other thing about cover three is the middle third is really bad to the short side of the field. So if you put the tight end on a streak like this, oftentimes you can just throw this with an inside pass lead, click on aggressive catch it. That's one way to pass the ball, a little hook and ladder play. But in general, this can be really good against cover three. Let's see if we can actually complete a pass. Obviously, you also have this crosser, which will get in kind of a unique position against cover three, as you see right there, kind of a unique spot. And then the route that's really underrated, man, this year, especially this year, is this seam streak to the left. This is one of the best routes. So this route to triangle is so good. We'll see if we can pop it, but like right in this little pocket right here, it just kind of opens up against cover three, and this can just be a really good, like, quick hot read. Just a quick throw. And of course, the hook curl got a little deeper that time. If you ever get rerouted like that, which I'll show that real quick. So you'll see here, sometimes if people aren't like adjusting, they'll just reroute him like that. You check that down to your running back every single time, and you get 15 to 20 yards. So, that's another little thing about those, is that it's really good because they have to play underneath. And if they don't play underneath, the running back's going to kill them. But if they do play underneath, this throw right here is going to be wide open against cover three. It's also fairly wide open against cover four. So if you get like a cover four, you see a little harder pass lead there. Whoops. Let me reset that back to a cover four. And then we'll go verticals. And you see how I can kind of just catch it right in front of the defender. The other thing that's really good is, let's say you're in cover two man, because this is one of the more popular coverages. If they are in cover two man, what could happen? It just depends a little bit on if he's able to beat the press. But what can happen? And there he got destroyed, so we can just throw this to, well, I thought we could throw it to the wide open receiver. What could happen with this play, verticals, is if he's able to get over the press, it's a touchdown against cover two man. So you see here, see how he's got that separation. Now the main point is just that the deep halves aren't going to guard him. The deep halves are not going to guard him. They're going to leave him alone. He just has to beat man. So you're kind of reading the route. If he beats man, it's going to be really good. If he doesn't beat man, he doesn't beat man. But a lot of times when he gets separation kind of like that, you can kind of throw this up and over the top. Right there, the corner played it pretty well. But if we had Evan Stewart there, that would have probably been a little bit better of a play. But anyway, those are some of my base plays out of trips. Another really, really good one against really any kind of defense is this play, PA Dagger. As you see here, it has kind of some unique routes that are pretty good. What I like to do with this play is kind of create a cover three beater. So we're going to block the running back, corner out the tight end, and then we're going to streak the inside guy, and you can just return route this outside guy. So it looks kind of like this. What we're really looking for here is this deep crosser against cover three, just absolutely crucifies cover three over the top for a touchdown. So super easy play. I'm going to show you my favorite red zone play now from this formation or this playbook. So this playbook has a lot of really, really good red zone. Again, I really want to stress and emphasize running the ball down here is one of the easiest ways to score. And it's hard to stop the run consistently in this game, especially if you couple it with some RPOs. So you want to be, kind of just, I guess, wearing that stuff out. And I'm just going to go against random defenses here. But really one of the best plays down here is this return spacing play. All we're going to do is we are just going to zig our tight end and drag our slot. So it looks like that. And then what you're going to see here is this kind of natural pick and rub. If they do go cover 0, this is going to be free down here normally. You just want to immediately stiff arm once you catch that ball. And that is one of the easier ways to do it. You'll see here that let's say they go like cover 2, then you've got a chance to hit this backside drag over the middle. If they do go man coverage, let's say they like user the right side, every route pretty much has a good chance to beat. Whoa, I don't know what I did there. Every route has a really good chance to be able to beat the different defenses. And then here you go, see it again here. I don't know why I'm getting grenaded or whatever. Zig the tight end, drag the slot. That's pretty much it. And then that flat just gives them a lot they have to think about. And then you see if they do that, then you got that little zig right in that little spot right there. Kind of a super simple play, but really effective. I'll show you another little thing that you can do if you want to. A little bit more involved of a hot route, but it is really pretty good. Again, we get crazy. I don't know why we're getting shamed when we run this play, but anyway, we're gonna short cross this receiver here to the slot receiver, and then we're gonna use a post sit route, and we're gonna stem this post sit route all the way down, so it's really sharp. And you'll see that this kind of creates a different type of dynamics, specifically for zone coverage. He kind of holds zone a little bit better, and then you can throw this post sit you can throw this short cross in the back of the end zone. You still have that zig flat combo on the right side as well. And I'll show you one other one that I like from this. That's pretty cool. So you see how he pulls that cloud in, and then the quarterback loves to throw the ball into the wall as opposed to throwing it to the wide open receiver that's right there. But it is what it is. But against man coverage, you just have some really good options. A lot of people like cover 0 down here. And then the short cross, also one of the best man-beating routes in the entire game. Another way you could run this play that I wanted to also talk about that's really good in the red zone is double drags. So what I like to do here is we're going to drag the tight end and the running back, or the tight end and the other receiver. We're going to put the running back on a streak. And then with this slot receiver, there's a lot of routes that you could really justify. To me, you could justify almost any of these routes. I think the best one is probably going to be just the short cross route. As simple as it sounds, it's going to run just slightly deeper than this quick drag, and you just have these quick drags really open up like throwing lanes down here where you can just kind of pop the ball into spots that are harder to hit. Another way you could run the play is to curl this slot receiver, run both drags, and run a running back wheel. You'll see this kind of looks a little wonky, but it's actually pretty cool. You'll see the flat is going to pull this guy out, and then the running back wheel, see where he kind of gets to in the back corner. And then if they obviously user that, then the curl is oftentimes open. So these are just some of the easiest ways that I like to score down here. Another great one is corner strike. Just stem this corner all the way down. You're going to slot fade. I know it looks crazy. You're going to slot fade this guy on the right, and then you're going to drag and curl. So it looks like that. And what happens a lot of times is if they don't run, like basically if they run anything that's not, I mean, even if they do run cover 2, they'll have some trouble here. But this slot fade is kind of a unique route this year, and you kind of need to have it. But you see how that stem down corner runs in this back. You see how it just gets into a soft spot, like really an interesting spot. And then the slot fade still kind of messes with those deep zones down here. And you'll see, I mean, this is pretty consistent in terms of what we're able to get from corner strike down here. So this is one of my favorite kind of little money plays because you can, as you see right there, you can. You can't make up the quarterbacks in this game. The quarterbacks are so bad, but you can throw the ball over the top of a cover 2 hard flat. And why are they going to be cover 2 hard flatting? Because of everything else that we've been doing here. Like you're not going to get like cover 3 drop stock. You know what I mean? Because if you do get that, then you're just going to wear the flat out on the motion flat. Let's see here. If we can actually make the throw, we finally do. Yes. And that's what you get a lot of times is you'll get that right there. So again, the setup for that is you just stem this all the way down, slot fade here, put the tight end on a curl, And then you have, and again, if all else fails, you can work your backside combo, right? But this thing gets in a really in a really soft spot if the quarterback will make the throw, which is a big if in this game, which you might not know. I mean, it is a big if. Another thing, if you're getting a lot of man coverage, this tight end flat's really good against man. It's kind of like a natural pick and rub, and this thing's almost like a slant out. So it gets in a nice soft spot as well. But anyway, this is some of my favorite stuff out of Oregon, man. This is a really good playbook. It's a really good playbook for Road College Football Playoff. And the Oregon Ducks happen to have one of the best rosters, not only in the game, but also just from an offensive perspective. Their offensive roster is really good. They have a bunch of really fast, really good receivers in this year's game. And literally their only real weakness offensively is their quarterback, in my opinion. But the quarterback will be a little bit better in game. A lot of the missed throws are just a practice mode bug. But anyway, this is the Oregon Ducks little breakdown. If you enjoyed this, make sure you check out our school community. It's completely free. I'll leave a link to that in the description. We have a ton of free content over there for you guys. If you like this kind of stuff, you're going to love what we have in the school community. And again, I'll put a link to that in the description. Thanks for watching the video.